bad throw over versus he tried to get it over there. What did you tell him to kind of get him past that and not so much stay stuck on it?
Ty's one of our toughest kids. I mean, he is, he's a foxhole guy for me. I'd want Ty Olenchuk in the foxhole anytime. I love that guy, and he's as tough as they come. And he was the right guy in the right spot. And he got 2 big strikeouts. We put him in that spot for a reason. And they dropped a drag bunt down. He was like a cat off the mound. He grabbed it, he picked it up perfectly, and the throw got away from him. So I know he's going to be better in those situations again, because he's going to be in those situations a lot. If he's in the game, it's in a big moment. It's a high leverage situation. That's kind of what his role is. He's a high leverage relief pitcher, and so for a guy like that, he's just got to, like all of our pitchers and all of our players, they just need to be able to flush the previous pitch. That previous pitch has its own life, a beginning and an end, and the next pitch is all that matters. And the most important pitch of the game is this one. And so I think just reinforcing some of our mental game training and being able to play pitch to pitch is something that we'll use this weekend to reinforce. But I didn't really tell him anything, after that inning. I mean, he's a competitor, and he knows. But I think if we had that inning over again, and or if he was in that same situation again, I would think that he would find a way to just shut it off after those 2 runs. I know he would.
Joe Allen's a guy that you put into some high leverage situation as well for a freshman. Why is he someone you feel comfortable putting in there?
Yeah, Joe's pitched well in the innings that we've used him, and so it's kind of one of those situations where to start the year he was in a margin role where he would get an inning if the game was maybe we were up 7 or something, but as he's pitched well and really shown good poise and good command, we've decided to put him in some roles where the stakes are a little bit higher. And I've liked the way that he's responded, and he's done a nice job. And he's a guy that's got a special pitch with the changeup. He's got good running, sinking action on his fastball, and he's got a good slider and 3 pitches for strikes. And with the poise that he's shown, he's just has been a guy that, while we've had a couple of other guys out, he's stepped up in that spot and done a nice job.
Speaking of you guys out, what's the latest of Tyler Corbett, his status, I guess?
He seems to be progressing well. He had the high ankle sprain, and that's one of those ones that just kind of needs time. Tries to come back, aggravates it a little more, but I would expect he'll be ready at least to swing. But he's been doing pregame, and he's been doing a lot of activity, and he'll be a good bat to get back in there.
You think you might get him back for Carolina series?
Maybe, yeah. Hope so.
Will Taylor had a couple of doubles today, and do you feel like he's progressing and he's kind of like settling back into full baseball season?
Yeah, he's such a twitchy, dynamic, explosive athlete that for him, it was just more getting his timing down, and for him, that's really all it was. And I thought he did a pretty good job of making the adjustment from Friday to today, where he was looked a little out of rhythm, a little late on the fastball, a little early on the off speed, and today he was on time for the fastball. And did a good job being on time for the fastball, but also being able to catch the off-speed pitches out front and put the barrel on the ball. And he's obviously one of the best athletes on campus, and so having him in there is a big deal. And seeing him hit the ball the way he did provides a pretty significant jolt to our offense. So it's good seeing him in there because he's a true weapon offensively for sure.
Anything else for Coach?
What did you see out of Bill today, and how do you evaluate that rotation going forward?
Dill's got good stuff. The strike percentage and the efficiency of his pitches is probably something we need to work on. I think he was at high 80s pitches after 3 1/3, almost 90, and was kind of same thing last weekend where he was at 80 pitches or so after 4 innings, and a guy like him that's big and strong and physical, and it's got a low 90s fastball with the 4-seam, has good induced vertical break, and he's got the slider and the change. I mean, he's got the stuff. It's just more being efficient with it and maybe harnessing the command in the zone a little bit better, letting the defense work. We had a few too many free passes, a couple of hit by pitches, and just some spray. And if we can eliminate the spray and be a little bit more accurate, I think that's a guy that has a chance to, keep his pitch count down, be able to go, 2-3 times through the order and be a little bit more effective from the quality of a start.
Anything else for Coach?
I guess just, again, going back to the adversity piece, are you even more excited, I guess, to see how they respond? Obviously USC Upstate, but then the South Carolina series, having just had a series like this.
Absolutely, yeah. This is all part of it. I mean, and it's fresh in my mind because having seen the 2019 Michigan team that just stumbled and fell and got back up and fell down again and got back up, and it's so clear, and it's you never have everything figured out as a coach, but there are a couple things you do have figured out, and one of those things is however many times you get knocked down, you got to get back up, and by the end of it, the teams that get hot, they get hot for a reason because they're resilient, they're tough, they're battle tested, they've overcame, and some of the teams that don't, it's because they're hitting adversity for the first time maybe in the postseason and don't handle it. And so I think this will be what happened this weekend is, as much as I hate this taste in my mouth right now, and so do our players and our fans and everyone who loves Clemson is upset right now, but this will end up being a positive for our team in the long run. And we're just going to keep the target on getting better and growth, and we'll make sure of that.
Anything really wise why you wasn't available this weekend?
Yeah, he just tweaked his back, and hopefully get him back here real soon. But yeah, he was unavailable this weekend, and that's a big, late inning piece that we'll need. So hopefully he'll be good to go this weekend.
All right, thank you, Coach.